Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Nathan ELEMENTofFROST, and this is another prediction video for this week's upcoming episode of Fear the Walking Dead. This is Season 1, Episode 4, entitled Not Fade Away. Okay, so to get things started, obviously this does contain minor spoilers for previous episodes of Fear the Walking Dead, so if you guys obviously didn't see any, I recommend you not watching a prediction video for the 4th. That wouldn't really make sense. But anyways, nonetheless, review video went up for the 3rd episode of Fear the Walking Dead, entitled The Dog. That went up on Monday, so go check that out. I will try to put the link in the description if I do remember. Also, for links in the descriptions, you guys can check out the sneak peek for this week's upcoming episode and a promo as well. I will put a YouTube link to both videos in the description below, so definitely go check those out if you guys want to see them. We're going to be talking about them briefly and kind of going over kind of what we see in them and then kind of predicting off that. So, to get things started here today, guys, we're going to start off with the synopsis of this week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. This is on the AMC.com website. So the synopsis goes as follows. Madison and Travis see different sides of the National Guard's occupation in their neighborhood. The family tries to adapt to the new world. Okay, so this episode, right off the synopsis, I think we are going to be seeing a lot of at-home and around the community type of footage for this episode. And the reason why I see that is because in the promo, for example, the 104 promo, which I will be going over briefly here, we see soldiers like the National Guard kind of starting to take control. It seems like they're getting things back on track. But me personally, predicting off that, I don't think that's exactly what's happening, because I'm combining what I've seen in the promo and what I'm seeing in the sneak peek. I'm putting 2 to 2 together, and I don't think they're there for the good of the people. I don't think they're there to save the day, basically. So anyways, in the promo, soldiers are coming, you guys are the lucky ones, blah, 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 blah. They're eliminating infected, they're quarantining the neighborhood, and everything looks fine and dandy, right? But these guys are guys with guns. They're dangerous, correct? And that's why I think they're not here really for the good of things. Like, in my opinion, it looks to me like they're trying to install martial law, which, if you guys know what that is, in a crisis of this matter, it's basically when the National Guard or the Army comes in and they basically install this curfew to keep people safe. That's what they try to do. They try to install this curfew and keep people safe, keep the infections and stuff like that, or whatever it is at the time from spreading. It's called martial law. That's what they try to do. That's what it looks to me like they're trying to install, but I just don't think that it's legit. I think, I don't know, man. Maybe the world's a little more, maybe it's a little more far gone than we actually thought it was in the previous episodes of Fear the Walking Dead. Maybe these guys are just out for themselves, which, in my opinion, it sort of looks like they are. You know what I mean? It looks all fine and dandy in the promo. They are quite dangerous. They are taking down some walkers and, stuff like that. But, on the other hand, guys, there's a sneak peek, which, again, link will be in the description below, of Madison basically walking down the street, and she's seeing shit tons and ass tons of bodies just on the ground, guys. And we don't know if these are walker. We get an up close shot of one of them, and one of them is a walker, okay? But we don't know if they're all walkers. We don't know. They could be literally just killing these people to try to contain the disease. Maybe that's what their goal is. Maybe they have to eliminate the threat no matter if they're sick or not. Maybe they have to assume that everybody is infected. Maybe that was their orders, or maybe that's just what they're doing for themselves. We do not know. But all I can say is, on an episode of Fear the Walking Dead, at this point in the apocalypse, anything could happen. Everything's really, really dangerous right now, guys. Honestly, it's more dangerous than an episode of The Walking Dead. You know what I'm saying? Because in The Walking Dead, while there is threats from survivors and stuff like that, in Fear the Walking Dead, there's a hell of a lot more survivors than there are walkers. And that's not a good sign, because people do what they gotta do in order to survive. That's just how it works, you know what I'm saying? So, if we see them doing harsh things, they might think they're doing good because they're protecting their people. You know what I mean? So we can't really quite blame them for that. But at the same time, You know what I mean? If they're really trying to portray martial law, then they should do it in a little more civilized manner than what they are. I don't know, like I said, if any of the people on the ground that she was in the sneak peek, she was walking up the street. I don't know if those were people or walkers. I don't know if they were all turned. I know a couple of them were at least. And yeah, I'm just not too sure. Anyway, she's walking up the street. She sees an army coming over the horizon, over the hill. And it's like they're dangerous. She must have saw something in this episode, which we will obviously get to see come Sunday, that makes her think they're dangerous, and probably they are dangerous. Anyway, she darts to the right and hides underneath the car while the army is pushing through. And this was also in the promo. We didn't see her hide underneath the car, but we seen the army pushing through and trying to take back the city and stuff like that, looking to keep everybody safe. I just don't think that's the objective. That's my prediction. I just don't think that's the objective. I think the objective is to terminate the threat, even if they're infected or not. That's just what I think is going to be happening in this episode. So she hides underneath the car as the army passes through down the street. There's like a tank, there's big trucks, there's just soldiers walking armed in like formation. And they don't look like straight soldiers, you know what I mean? They're all in black uniform. They don't look like army. They don't look like military. They literally look dangerous. They look like mercenaries in a way. And obviously that's not really the fact. I don't think they would get paid just for doing this, because obviously the apocalypse is pretty much upon us. So why in the world would you want to get paid anyway at this point? So yeah, I don't know. Shit's gonna get dangerous in this episode. Travis, he is still weak, as Daniel Salazar said in the last week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. He didn't let Madison kill whatever her name was. I don't quite remember it. But there was a walker on the other side of the fence, and Madison wanted to put her down, and Travis didn't let her. So Daniel Salazar, to himself, up in a window in the house, called him weak. And he's definitely right. He's not lying on that point. And as of right now, judging from the synopsis, it says Madison and Travis see different sides of the National Guard's occupation in their neighborhood. That means their job, what they're doing. So Madison probably sees them as a danger, which they are most likely a danger, and Travis probably sees them as hope, because he's not a strong character at this point. He thinks that there's still hope for civilization. I don't blame him for thinking that, but there's a point where you certainly maybe not have to let go of the hope, but dip into it every once in a while, at the same time being a survivor. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're just a straight survivor with no hope at all, nothing, that you won't get through the day. It's just not going to happen. I understand that. Because if there's no hope for ever being safe in an apocalypse, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, there's not really a point to living at that point. I mean, me personally, I don't want to say it would be cool to live in an apocalypse, which it would be hella dangerous, I'll tell you that much for sure. But I don't know, man. I sort of like the thrill of the survival situation. You know what I'm saying? Not saying particularly it has to be zombies or anything like that. But that thrill is kind of cool to me, and that's why I like watching these shows, because you kind of get to experience it through other people's eyes. Now, that's just not me talking crazy or anything like that. It's whatever. But moving on to the episode. We'll get deeper into the episode prediction here. So, the National Guard's occupation, I don't think, is there to help people, like I've said before. And Travis, like I said, probably doesn't see that. He probably sees them as hope. He probably just sees them, the cavalry's arrived, everything's going to be all right, things are going to get back to normal. And that's obviously just not the case, because we've all seen The Walking Dead. We've all seen a 2-year spoiler, basically. Shit does not get back to normal. It might seem like it for a little bit, but obviously, as we see, Madison is seeing a different side to the National Guard's occupation in their neighborhood. Obviously, not things are getting back to normal at all. It might seem like it is to some people, but she must have seen something, and I can't wait to see I can't wait to see what she sees, you know what I'm saying, that makes her think this way. and makes her think that she's dangerous. Maybe she sees them lining up people and just shooting them, like not walkers, not infected, just people. And at one point, Daniel Salazar was talking to her or something, and he was like, "What did you see?" And then it cut to another part where she said the infected. I'm not sure if it was the same scene or not. I don't really think it was, because there were two different like background locations. I don't really think it was the same scene. I mean, it definitely could be. It could definitely be the same scene where she just said the infected, or maybe that was like a snippet of something that she was like the non-infected, or something like that. Because they do like to edit their promos and their trailers in very weird ways to make us assume things, right? I mean, as of last year of the Walking Dead Season 4 trailer, we all thought that Rick's group and Gareth's group from Terminus were going to be working together to go to Washington to see if they could cure the disease. You know what I mean? When we all thought that Eugene was a scientist. I mean, personally, I knew that he wasn't, because I read the comic books. So I knew that he wasn't ever a scientist, and I knew eventually he was going to give it up. But that's how we assumed that. And this year's season 6 trailer, I'm sorry guys, that was season 5 trailer last year. That's my bad. I said season 4. I misspoke. That's my apologies. This year's season 6 trailer for The Walking Dead, they edited it in a way to make us assume that Rick and Morgan were on the offs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think that they're going to be going against each other and stuff like that. But I really don't think that's the case. And we'll get into more of that Rick and Morgan situation in my prediction video of The Walking Dead coming up here in a couple weeks. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this week's prediction video for this week's upcoming episode of Fear the Walking Dead. This is Season 1, Episode 4, Not Fade Away. We have 3 episodes left, guys, number 4, 5, and 6. I cannot wait for those. There's not really anything else I can predict about at this point. Like I said, National Guard, I just don't think is good, like, there for the good reasons. I think they're dangerous, and I think Madison thinks that too, because she obviously sees something probably near the beginning of the episode that makes her assume that they're there for a dark reason, a bad reason. So we'll definitely see that. I hope Travis maybe finds out about this National Guard, and hopefully his character becomes stronger of it. As for deaths in this episode, I don't really see anything happening. I mean, we definitely could see some random, characters get killed off and things like this, like the just random characters, just extras, basically. We could see some definitely get killed off, maybe by the military, like I said, shooting them down. That's one prediction that I could go with, that maybe Madison sees the National Guard, shooting them, trying to contain the infection, stuff like that, even though they were not infected, even though they were not turned into a walker or anything like that. But other than that, not really any other predictions. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the background gameplay. It was actually some Destiny gameplay from The Taken King. It's a lot of fun, man. It really is. We'll get into that more on some other videos of Destiny. But that is pretty much it for now, guys. That was my prediction video of Fear the Walking Dead this week. I cannot wait till Sunday. Hopefully you guys are tuning in as well. I'm going to be watching it, and I cannot wait for it, man. It's going to be really sick. As far as the promos and the sneak peeks go, it looks pretty good. Things are picking up in this series, and I can't wait to see what all kind of wraps it up and to spinning into The Walking Dead and stuff like that. So I think that's definitely going to be cool. Hope you guys are tuning into the series. If you guys did enjoy the video, feel free to hit the video with a like. Tell me in the comment section below what you guys think is going to happen in this episode. Like I said, the promo link and the sneak peek link is down in the description below, so go watch those. Come back here. We'll have a little mini discussion in the comment section if you guys want to. Tell me what you guys think is going to happen in this week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. And if you guys only watch my predictions and my reviews, come back here on Monday, September the 21st, and you guys will see my weekly review for this week's upcoming episode of Fear the Walking Dead, Season 1, Episode 4, Not Fade Away. That is when I'll post my review on Monday. But if you guys watch my videos just in general, I will see you guys tomorrow on Xur Day. That is right, Xur arrives in the tower tomorrow for the first time in The Taken King. I will see you guys later. Bye for now.